Hey Eugene. Okay, so I talked to you this morning, and I told you that I did a little research on Sparkk Construction, and it's funny because after you and I spoke, I realized that when I went on LinkedIn, I'm already connected to Carlos. It looks like he and I connected back in May. I didn't go and see if I tried messaging him because I know I was going to do an overview on you guys' website a while back, and then I just got really busy. So anyway, a couple things. Okay, so we're just going to go into real quick. I'm going to talk about content. Okay, because Google likes a lot of content on your website. Rule of thumb, you need 1,500 words on your home page. They really want to know what you do, where you do it, and we want to make sure you have the proper keywords. So we're going to look at your website. We're going to look at citations. And the other thing we're going to look at is backlinks. And then we're going to look at your competitors. Okay. So a couple of things came up when I was trying to find you. So let's just go to that first. If you see in this browser here, when I put in just your sparkconstruction.com, it won't come up. And so I was kind of, not understanding why your website wasn't coming up. And when I went on Google, because your office, it says that it's in Chantilly, even though I know you work in Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia. Even your Google business profile shows that. So I want to see if I can just find you, first of all, because visibility is everything. If someone is searching for remodeling or roofing, gutters, Northern Virginia, you want to be able to be found. And so, of course, we want you right here in the maps. So I went through here under home remodeling, and it seems that really roofing and siding is more your thing. So I went over here and I put siding roofing contractors Chantilly, just because after looking at your website and finally, being able to find you, I think this is a better category. So again, I'm looking through all of this, trying to see if I can even find a Google business profile, like if you're even going to show up anywhere. And, I'm not finding you on the first page. Oh, no, I am finding you on the first page, but you're towards the bottom here. So, again, this is pretty easy. I'm an expert in Google and, helping companies get visible in the maps. So, with that being said, your Google business profile is showing up, but we also want your website right here. This is the organic traffic. Okay. So this is where we want you. So just so you know, I compared you to two businesses, Smart Roof and Exterior. This is a little smaller company. This is a bigger company, but I'm just wanting to show you where I got the names of the companies from. And again, I just wanted to show you, at first, I could not find you at all. And when I went into Google, I actually had to put Sparkk Construction to see, what you're being listed for on some of these citations. And, if you had a Google business profile. So I was able to start there, but it wasn't easy finding you. Just going to say that. So let's just go back to your website. Again, I want you to notice that it has all of this. It's not just sparkconstruction.com. I had to actually go from your Google business profile and hit the website, and then it took me here. So I know that there's something going on with the domain, and I'll show you that. I'd have to dig deeper, but let's just go over content, citations, and backlinks just to start. So I just put in a word counter. I basically just copy and paste your words on your homepage, and you can see you only have about 396 words. So there's a lot of room for improvement there. You definitely want more content. Google really has to know what it is you do and where you do it. So, I'm going to go to the other two contractors. I've got Smart Roof here. And as you can see, they're a roofing, solar. They're a pretty big company. They have okay content, but just by looking at it, I don't have to go and put it in the word counter. I can tell you that they don't have a lot of content either. So that's very easy to compete against them and beat them out very easily. And then an exterior, I went and looked at them. And again, it's a nice website, but there's not nearly enough content on here. And another thing I'm noticing, there's no Google embedded maps on these websites. If I go back to Smart Roof, theirs is not embedded, but when I go to their Virginia page, which is here, or their Chantilly page, because they have a lot of locations. This is their actual service pages, individual locations. That's the only place I'm finding the map. So this is another thing that really helps get you in the maps. And I don't remember if I saw you, if you have a map or not. Okay, you don't have a map. So that's another thing that we could just, touch on. It's just an observation that I found. But anyway, just getting back to the content, you only having, what did I say, 396 words. That's not very much. And there's a lot of room for improvement there. Okay, the next thing we're going to go to is citations. Now, basically, what citations are is citations are listings. They're briefly, online mentions of your business, your name, your address, your phone number. It's like a digital phone book listing. Google checks for consistency, and this just gives you more authority. So the more citations that you have and the more listings that you have with your name, address, and phone number, the better off you are as far as being found in the map listings in Google. And that's just one of the dynamics to being in the maps. There's other things than just the citations, but this is one of the most important things. And so I just want to let you know that we only found 8. I have this tool called Bright Local, and I go and try to see how many, citations you have, just because I know how important it is. I mean, it's really vital to a Google business profile to have as many citations as possible. So I only found 8. And as you can see, they're listed here. They're just Google and Apple. But the other citations are all your social media, Bing, Yellow Pages, Yelp, Manta, the maps, House, Next Door, the Chamber of Commerce. I mean, there's so many of them. There's tons. And so the first thing I would do is go out and get you a whole package of like 80 to 100 citations. That would really help boost your Google business profile. So now let's just go over to the Google business profile real quick, because as I'm looking at it, I can see that you have 160 Google reviews. That's good. Of course, we want to continue to get as many as possible. And I'm showing here that you have some social media, profiles, but I just don't know if they're linked properly or if they're set up properly. So that's maybe why they're not showing on the citations. I'd have to look more at that. And I see that you have some products, but I don't see that, this is being managed. So anyway, if we go back here, these guys, of course, this doesn't matter because these are sponsored ads. We don't care about the sponsored ads. So if I were just go look here on this company, we could just see that they have lots of photos. They've got reviews. They're in Chantilly as well. They are doing some questions and answers, but not regularly. They only have one. I don't know, you want a very optimized description. They have that, but they don't even have updates or products. So that lets me know that if we were to work on your Google business, I could definitely get you up in this area. I mean, between the citations and you already have 160 reviews, we could continue to do that. But with the optimization and the regular posting and the questions and answers and pictures, you could really move and dominate up here. So let's just go down to the organic section, because this is where you want your website to show. You want to actually be in the maps, and you want to be listed here as well. So I took these two companies, like I told you, Smart Roof and an Exterior. And what I did is I went into Ahrefs. This is a tool that I use. I want to see their numbers, and I'm really looking at backlink strategies, their referring domains, how many keywords they have, and their traffic, right? I mean, we want to have traffic. So like I said, this is a smaller company, and Exterior. Their numbers aren't that great, but we're going to come back to it. And then I went to Smart Roof. You can see their organic traffic is quite a bit more. They have organic keywords. They have a lot more. They have a ton of backlinks. They have a lot of reference domains. That lets me know that they're, probably doing blogs and, articles and that kind of stuff. And then if we go over to you, your organic traffic is showing like 86. You only have, a couple of, 53 keywords. Your backlinks are really, really low. So is your reference domain. And I searched you again because, as you can see, I had to put in this very long URL for your domain, which came from the Google business. So I just wanted to find out if I put in just the www.sparkconstruction.com, what would come up. And there is some kind of error here going on. And we would look further into that. I'm just bringing that to your attention. So anyway, let's just look at your keywords. We want to have, buyer intent keywords. So this is the first time that I'm looking at it on this video. I just pulled everything up and I thought I would just go over this with you. So I can see you've got, roofing. You got a lot of roofing. You got siding. You do have in locations. You have gutters. Okay. But there's a whole lot more that we could go out and get. And we would need to do that. And then let's go look at your backlinks. Let me look at this real quick. All right. Yeah, I told you your backlinking power is pretty low. And I can see a lot of these are going to be spam. So all your backlinks are spam. So I don't know if you have a marketing company, SEO company, but all of these links are actually hurting you, not helping you. So we could definitely we would want to go to Smart Roof, right? This is where we would want to go, because they have a lot of backlinking power and reference domains. They have a ton of keywords. Their traffic is, $5.99. So that's like a lot more than what you're getting. And let's just take a look. It looks like they're branded for a lot of things. So Smart Roof. So I would have to go further to look, because I'm looking for roofing, McLean, Virginia, roof repair, Reston, Ashburn. I'm looking for all of these buyer intent. When people are actually looking, roofing contractor, Reston, or those types of keywords, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want on your website. And those are the ones that are going to push you to the organic top of Google page when someone is looking. So now let's go to their backlinks. Let's see how strong their backlinks are, because they have a ton of them. And you can see, I knew it would probably be a lot of blogs, a lot of articles, other, contracting companies. I am seeing a couple of spams here. That does happen from time to time, but we want to stay away from those as much as possible. BizWorks. So, these are actually probably magazines or companies that they are linking to. And so I just wanted to be real sure that I'm explaining how the backlinks work. They're like votes of confidence from other websites that link back to your website, if that makes sense. So, let's just say you were a small mom and pop pizza shop. Well, if you linked to Pizza Hut, then Pizza Hut is a well-known branded name. You could link Pizza Hut. You could have a link that went back to your website. That builds authority. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but basically, it's just other sites that have authority that are linking back to you. So that's really what that's all about. Yeah. So, I just wanted to bring all of this to your attention. And again, don't know if you have anyone working on your site, but it definitely looks like you need some help here. I'm going to go back to yours real quick. Let me just go to the overview. I want to look at the graph real quick. Yeah, I'm not seeing any. You're kind of steady, but then it looks like you had a drop here. Um, your organic traffic has dropped. So. But again, it can get real technical, so I'm not going to get into all of that. We really just want to see these numbers improved. We want to see them, higher than this. We want to have more referring domains. We definitely want to have a lot of backlinks. That's going to give you the power to be on this first page here. And yeah, I just wanted to, give this little bit of education to you, see if you're interested in talking further. We could go into a deep dive and, definitely need to find out why this is not working. So if someone is just typing in just HTTPS, I'm going to do one more thing. Now maybe it'll come up with the HTTPS. See, it keeps continuing to bring me to the Google page. It doesn't bring me to your website. So I think there's something going on with your domain. But anyway, all right, guys. Eugene, I'll talk to you. Carlos, I will connect with you. I'll probably send you a um, a message on LinkedIn, and then I'm going to get this video over to you guys. All right, we'll talk soon.